What's up, folks? It's your buddy Fatalroadie. Tonight we're going to be doing the Raw recap. Started off tonight with Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman coming out. Paul Heyman sitting there talking about the Fatal 4-Way at SummerSlam. Then Braun Strowman comes out. He gets in Lesnar's face, immediately tries to choke slam Brock Lesnar. He fights out of it, slings himself on the ropes, only to catch a boot by Strowman. And Braun Strowman power slams Lesnar twice, lays him out on the ring, grabs a belt, and stands tall in the ring. It's later announced that at No Mercy, we're going to have Braun Strowman versus Brock Lesnar for the Universal title, which is good. It's what everybody's been looking for the past couple of months. We come to our first match. It's a Brooklyn street fight. Big Cass and Enzo. Big Cass comes out. Enzo comes out talking shit ad nauseum. I think he spent more time on the microphone than he did in the ring. It was an alright match. Wasn't much to write home about. Big Cass hurts his leg in the process of the match. Tries to do the Empire Elbow and collapses. The referee stops the match. So Enzo wins. Can we please let this story follow it? And there's a backstage segment with Emma bitching about it, not getting any chances. She talks some trash about Nia Jax, who's standing behind her. That's who she has her match with next. Nia Jax versus Emma, straight out squash match. Nia Jax won. We then have R-Truth versus Elias Samson, another quick match. Elias Samson won. I don't understand why all of a sudden they've now stopped referring to Elias Samson by his full name. They're now just calling him Elias. Even when he does his musical bit in the ring, ladies and gentlemen, Elias. But they refer to everybody else by their last name as well. That don't make sense. Then we have Kurt Angle coming out, says he's got a surprise for everybody. It's John Cena. Cena comes out and says he's been wanting to face one person in particular. Roman Reigns comes out, which is just the person John Cena wanted to talk to. And all of a sudden, the Three Stooges come out, and you have the Miz in the ring, bitching and crying and complaining and moaning like he always does. Cena tries to set up a match between the Three Stooges and him and Reigns. The Miz says no. Then Samoa Joe comes out, starts a fight. Then there's a match set up with The Miz and Samoa Joe versus Roman Reigns and John Cena. We then have an 8-man cruiserweight match. Not only does this hit the pet peeve about tag teams that have no storylines together thrown into a match, it multiplied it by 4 or doubled it, however you want to look at it. Instead of having 4 people with no storyline, we have 8 people with no storyline. And they didn't even give you time to introduce anybody. They just dropped straight in from a commercial. Here's 8-man cruiserweight action, and I really didn't know half the people who were running it. I had to actually look it up. It was Drew Gulak, Daivari, Tony Nese, and Noam Dar versus Mustafa Ali, Rich Swann, Grand Metalik, I haven't heard from him in ages, and Cedric Alexander. If it mattered any, the faces won. And we got Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose coming out, saying that they'll take on anybody. I was almost expecting Sheamus and Cesaro to come out, but they were backstage watching on TV. But the Hardy Boys come out, and they say a few things back and forth, which sets up a match, the Hardys versus Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins. It was a really good match. They actually let it go for quite a long time. Like I said, it was pretty good. Rollins and Ambrose won it. And we have Sasha Banks coming out, and she cuts a quick promo, and Alexa Bliss comes out, and they go back and forth. Basically, it just sets up for next week. They're going to be a rematch for the women's title. We then have Jason Jordan versus Finn Balor, which was actually a decent match. I was really surprised. I didn't know where they were going with this match. I honestly thought they were going to have Flashy McWyatt come out and fuck with the match. Thankfully, he didn't. But Finn Balor won. We then come to our main event, John Cena and Roman Reigns versus The Miz and Samoa Joe, with the rest of the Miztourage standing at ringside. It was actually a good match. I'll give them credit. We did, however, have the return of the beach ball. I really didn't know where they were going with this, any particular storyline. John Cena and Roman Reigns won it. I'm just hoping that they're not going to reboot the John Cena and Miz storyline from SmackDown Live. They've already rehashed the Miz and Dean Ambrose storyline from SmackDown Live. I'm seriously hoping that they steer clear from the Cena and Miz storyline and just let that one go. Because once again, we're just going to be rehashing old shit, and I'm going to be referring to Raw as SSDW. Once again, same shit, different week. But in all, this was a really good Raw. I was actually surprised. We've actually had a good Raw in I don't know how many months. The matches were good with the exception of the Cruiserweight match. Well, that'll do it for tonight's Raw recap. I'll be back tomorrow for the SmackDown review. Leave a comment down below if you saw tonight's Raw, what you thought about it, what you thought of this video. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. Don't forget to share and subscribe. I've been Fatalroadie. You've been awesome. Thank you very much for watching. And remember, if it's too loud, You're too old. Say it.